Yes, I. Greetings. Hail the eye, Rastafari. So now we're dealing with a part that has, as you know, it's Rasta. And it's a great joy to be Rasta man. It is just wonderful to know His Majesty and to fulfill His works and to know where you fit in Jah plan. In the scheme of things, as Bunny Wailer would say, what are you doing towards the scheme of things? The teachings of the elders have really taken root, and it's nice, to feel them bear fruits. See? And we have this Sakudusa festival, which is largely due to Ronnie Lyon. And so most of the artists who are on board have been talking with Ronnie, and he's been bringing artists. And I was wondering, Ronnie, how you doing this? You know what I'm saying? I said, why, you must have the magic touch, and he's just bringing, wow, I got Lee Perry, ooh, I got this and I got that. And I said, wow, all right, Ronnie, go on. So when I realized that it was getting to be something that looks like as Jar running it, I said, well, let me just go have a look and see how I can lend my 100% to it, because I was worried about the way he was going about certain things, and with good reason too. So Zisakuduse is very much Ronnie's thing as far as the festival is concerned. And I've come in and put in some direction and compartmentalized certain things and put them into departments and tried very hard to make sure that it's going to be set up in such a way that every Rastaman will feel that it's his personal thing, and they'll feel that it really is made for a Rastaman and a Rasta woman or Rasta children. So we're putting Rastafari first as far as the festival is concerned. The teachings of His Majesty and everything that His Majesty ever wanted for all of us and the whole earth. So, right central at the Sakudusa Festival in terms of finances, raising money, even the 1 million that we're going to raise now, between now and Christmas, right at the center of it is Askali Selassie, who I'm lucky to call Mama, and many of us are lucky to call Mama. For me, she has a resemblance to my biological mother, who passed away 3 years ago. And it's a great joy to be comforted in such a way by somebody who looks like my mother and sounds like my mother, but has some extra as well, which is the overstanding of Rastafari, because my own mother in flesh never ever overstood what this Rasta was. You know what I'm saying? So when they say that your mother and your father reject you, Rastafari will be your mother and your father. His Majesty has fulfilled this 1,000 times by sending Askari Selassie into my life, and I give thanks to His Imperial Majesty for that love and protection and teachings and guidance. So I really am thankful for that. So I fulfill my duty as a son to say, Mom, I'm tired of seeing you work so hard without the financial reward and comfort. But still, she'll turn around and say that, well, His Majesty takes care of us, so she's in enough comfort and she gets enough financial reward and everything and all of that. Still, I know that certain things need not be a struggle to the level that they are a struggle, especially when we're dealing with financial issues. So the structure that I'm setting up with Sakudus is to make sure that Mama does not have to worry. Even though things do turn out, I don't want to see her worry that will they turn out or will they not, because we're all humans and we tend to think like that, no matter how great our faith is. And there are a lot of headaches that we could do without. And so that love, we've got to show it. Because even when I do have enough, Mama will step up and say, "Here, hold this, hold a 20, hold a 50." Even though I'm making money, because that's her duty as a mother, her fulfilling her motherly love. So I feel that we as the children need to step up and fill out the structure that Mama has set up, educating the community through Empress Menon Foundation. Great work. If you were to see the first calendars that Mama put together when she was not too proficient on the computer, even she herself can say that, boy, I've come a long way. Funnily enough, we've done the same thing together. Starting in 2005, when I first heard of her, that's when I started planning my walk from Cape to Cairo. And I too can look back and say that, boy, I've come a long way, you know? really have. And uh, I have great respect for Mama. So we're basing this festival on Ascali Selassie's works and how she can accommodate the whole nation of Rastafari and the multitude of the people without number who shall be amongst the 144,000 chosen. See? And might as well begin looking at the Sakuduse as exactly that. That it's set up in Belgium, which was the seat of African colonialism. You know, it was King Leopold who was the engineer of cutting up Africa into borders and taking Congo for himself. So it makes sense that this is where we're going to erase the borders or build bridges over the borders. And we happen to be in a town called Bruges, which means bridge. And the mystic about it is that this town actually survived World War II attacks from the Nazis because the Nazi officer was so impressed by the architecture of that city that he said, "No, don't bomb it. It's too beautiful." Can you imagine? And that's the town that His Majesty has mystically led I and I to organize and make a festival there. So I'd like to welcome all the eyes. I'm looking forward to learn from my elders. Already from reasoning and reading about people like Prof I, I've had to really look at my diet and say, make an effort. It may not be raw food or whatever, but make an effort. Allow this and allow that, and just try and make an effort, because really the liberty is important. So getting back to those heights is also happening at the moment. It's a celebration. We give thanks. We're gonna be having the reggae dollar issued. All the eyes them can ask their fans to download reggae dollars, and you get a percentage from each download. You know, and the planted tree clean the ocean gets a percentage for it. So, for example, if my brethren Ziggy now was to say, okay, all Ziggy Marley fans download a reggae dollar, then and you have 20 million people downloaded, then that's $20 million raised just like that, and Ziggy Marley takes his portion for that, and the Reggae Dollar Finances takes a portion for all our structures that we're building in Africa. Those structures I've explained in the video to Malawi, as you can do, and you can check them out online as well. They're very down to earth logical structures. Um, and having said that, the artists who we're signing to take part in this, who we are asking to take part in this festival, we're not going. Everybody's going to get paid the exact same amount, which is €500, no matter how big, no matter how small, because it's just what we're giving to His Majesty and what we're giving to humanity. So that's just a fee for performing €500. But it's your thing. It's your hustle. It is, and the reggae dollar is there for you to make even more money than you'd have made at other festivals. You know, so like we said again in the situation with Ziggy, like if X amount of people download 20 million reggae dollars, that's Ziggy gone with at least the half of that. You know, and that's more than what he could get from all what he's doing right now. It's cool, it's great, but I mean, you shouldn't have to tour that hard unless you love it, but you shouldn't have to tour that hard all the time, all the while. And definitely, Family Man should not have to. Neither should any of the veterans from reggae music. The reggae dollar should be paying people's pension right now. The reggae dollar should be looking out for people's houses and real estate and everything. That's what the reggae dollar is for, is to really put our hustle on the same page, so that when it comes to housing, school fees, all these different things, travel expenses, we basically are doing it together as a partnership. It's the currency of one love, not the currencies that have entered into situations of one love and created division amongst groups. You know, it hurts sometimes to see the bands and what happened to the bands. It man, like when I see Burning Spear and back in the 80s, you have Do You Remember the Days of Slavery, and the harmonies being done by a horn section, and I'm thinking like, what's up, dude? You know, what's going on? You know, because that group sounded really best with the harmonies in it. You know what I'm saying? So